This one is for my students, part 6, and this is going to go into the discussion of Jeff Bliss and what the problems actually became. Okay. And the next thing I'm going to talk to you about is Roman forums. Okay. Now, for those of you who do not know what a Roman forum is, this is where they would have a public square and a lot of people would come together and they would debate topics of the day. Okay, somebody would bring up a topic, then another person would state their opinion, and so on and so forth, and the person with the highest credentials, with the best evidence, so on and so forth, would be declared the winner. This is what we call an honor challenge. Okay? What they were doing was they were challenging each other's honor until the one with the highest honor won. And then we stuck with his credentials until a new one could knock him down. This is an honor challenge. And for those of you, before you watch the rest of this video and the ones to come, I want you to look up Roman forums and honor challenges. I also want you to look up debate clubs. It's hypercritical you know all of this information before you hear the rest of my presentation, because it will make a big difference in how you interpret what I'm saying. Okay. Now then, when I look for videos to take a rod and shove it up with a hornet's nest, I look for public videos. I don't look for little private nothings. I look for things that have a lot of views, that have a lot of errors, that I can easily discredit. And this is for a good reason. Not only does it boost my ratings, but it also tells me what you people don't know, and apparently it's a lot of stuff. How else would I know what you don't know if I don't take a big rod and stick it up a hornet's nest? I've tried other methods. It doesn't work. This is one of the best ways I could find to find out what you guys do and do not know. And I have learned a lot about what you don't know. You want to talk about a good teacher learns as much as they teach. And this whole experience has taught me a lot. So I have learned as much as I've taught. Okay? This is a very effective means of finding out what you guys don't know. And now I'm able to share all this information with you. And hopefully you guys have learned a lot of stuff. Okay. Now then, in an honor challenge, you have to be very meticulous. Okay? Because what you have to do is you have to prove that you are smarter than your opponent, that you have a clear understanding of the issue of the day, which is far more than what your opponent does. Because remember, you're trying to discredit your opponent in order to be the victor. That's the way it works. Don't believe me? Look it up. You'll see for yourself. Now then, let's read what the Boring TV channel had to write to me. You want to know my credentials? My credentials are that I am a human being. That would not be enough to win an honor challenge in a Roman forum. It just wouldn't. I have had experiences in my life, and because of those experiences, I have an opinion. You may have an opinion. I have an opinion. But if you're going to face off in an honor challenge, you also have to have credentials. If you don't have those credentials, you're going to be finished in about 3 seconds. Don't believe me? Read the stuff for yourself. You'll find out. Now then, before I go on here, let me say this. Jeff Bliss did not go up to that teacher and say, hey, I don't like your teaching methods, I'm leaving. That's an opinion. What he did was, in essence, he dropped an honor challenge. He said, hey, you're a bad teacher, and now I'm going to teach you how to teach. That's an honor challenge. That is completely different from an opinion. And as soon as you guys realize the difference between an opinion and an honor challenge, you'll begin to realize what's really going on here. Okay. So, here's Jeff Bliss, a high school dropout, who is trying to get his education because he figures out at long last that if he doesn't get his education, he's going to starve to death. He goes up to this teacher without any shame whatsoever and drops an honor challenge on her. Not a smart thing to do. That is not a well-educated thing to do. Now, could he have dropped an honor challenge and won? Absolutely. One of the ways he could have won this honor challenge is he could have come up with statistical data. Okay? He could have pulled his peers, seen what their GPAs were, and then put a direct link between their GPAs and those high school packets. Had he done so, he might have won. Furthermore, it didn't take me very long on the internet to find an article from another teacher talking about high school packets and his displeasure of them. He could have cited such an article to that teacher, not relying on his own credentials, but on that teacher's credentials, and he still could have won. That's the difference. So, are you understanding what the whole situation is all about? I hope so. If you have any questions, you go ahead and leave them down here below, and I will answer them. Now, in my next video, I will tell you what the rest of Boring TV Channel's comment was to me, how wrong it was, and then I will show you a proper response. Flawed, but proper. And you will see the difference between a proper response and Boring TV Channel. Alright. I will tell you more in my next video, so stay tuned.